Okay.
Okay, now it's
Yeah, there you go.
So all the things I said about a day, have not been recorded.
Okay. Somebody got my back. I'll be right back.
Okay, darling. Bring some
All
guys
right,
back with you.
Dad.
So bring some men back with you. Hey, Judy, welcome. Yeah, it's so good to see everybody on the Zoom. Hi, Susan. So while people come into the room, I just wanted to thank you for finding your way here into Soul Fulfilling, and to let you know that we have a really beautiful guest with us tonight, a special guest. Her name is Dr. Lori Eanes. I don't want to talk too much about her yet because we want to wait to whoever's coming or whoever. We're going to give them 2 more seconds to get into this room.
Hi, all. Hi.
That's my dear
You know
friend.
what? And after you get finished with all the numbers, letters, and titles and all that, Dr. Lori works for me.
Well, what did I say?
You do my last name. And that's good. You say Dr. Lori Eanes, right?
Yeah,
you said
Dr.
it
Lori.
right.
Well, they ain't gonna call you Dr. Lori Eanes.
Well,
they might say Dr. Eanes though.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So we'll just make it simple because everybody says Eanes. How do you say that? And then I have to say Eanes like beans. No, really. I've said that 10,000 times. So I said, we can make it easy, Dr. Lori.
Man,
that's it.
Dr. Lori is a good name, but Eanes like beans, that's cute too. And you get and we have some real powerful women that are here right now.
Yes.
They are amazing. And I just got this big old smile on my face because I don't know if I've ever seen Rosalind except in Philadelphia.
That's right. Yep.
And it's been a long time since I was there.
That's right. I think the last time I saw you you remember Reverend Sheila Pierce?
Oh, yes, I know.
Yeah,
Reverend
that's
Sheila.
our Reverend, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think it may have been a few years before she passed away.
Yeah. Okay.
So she passed away, I think, in 17.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was when, well, I don't know when. Were you there when I taught the Love Shuffle to all those people? And they were doing this dance that I made up. And we do Wipe the Bucket. Y'all remember Wipe the Bucket?
Every time you were here, so yes.
Wipe the Bucket. Remember Wipe the Bucket, Maxine?
Yeah. Want me to demonstrate?
Oh man, I made up a dance. And let me tell you why I made up the dance. Okay, y'all this is really interesting.
Yeah, the school bus.
I was married to somebody that did a CD that I didn't know that he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew about everything I did, but I didn't know about the CD they were doing. Wasn't invited to be a part of it or anything. And the CD was so when I found out that he was releasing the CD, it was called Transcendence, and his name is Michael Beckwith, right? So he was doing this record called Transcendence, and I was, there was a part of me that was so hurt that I didn't know anything about the project. I knew everybody working on it, but nobody told me about it. And even in the project, they give me my props in the prelude, the foreword and everything. There's just such an honoring of me. But I'm thinking like, you better, Hatter, but because I didn't know anything about it, right? So the way I dealt with it was that night when I found out that this was happening all day, I'm processing. You know how you say, like, I'm not pissed off. I'm so pissed off. I'm not pissed off. God is more than this. God is more than this. It was just going back and forth and trying to recalibrate, because I'm human also, even though I'm a truly cosmic being these days. But so this was like 10, 12 years ago. So what I did was that night, that afternoon, I was like, I got to find a way to work through this. And I heard this when I heard the project, it was really good. So there was this song about we're on an adventure in paradise or something like that. Guess what? I'm taking you with me, So I made up a dance. And that night when I went to Agape, Nikki Harris was there. I believe it was her birthday or it was Marianne, somebody's birthday. And I had made up the dance and I said, I got this new dance called the Love Shuffle and I want to know if it will work. If it will work, and everybody, we took slide to the side, and then you jump, and then you wipe the bucket, and we tested it, And by the time we were done, we had a dance. And we did it to that song. And that's how I made peace with it. I wrote a song. I created a dance to match the song, to match that vibration, just so every time I hear it, I wasn't going like, mm, mm, mm. So what happened was the first place I broke the dance was in Philadelphia at the Lincoln, the Eagles, the stadium. You know what I'm talking about? It's, out there, and it's like a convention center.
The Spectrum?
No, I don't know. I don't know what the main, they may have changed the name of it by now, but it was some kind of convention center where they do sports and stuff. And I was,
Okay.
and we did it out there, Lincoln something. And it was all these people that looked like everybody in these cubicles and more, men, grown men, old men, middle-aged men, and everybody. They had listened to Michael speak, but when I taught that dance, they moved those chairs out the way, and everybody just jumped. Hallelujah! Jump back. I shake. Remember that, Max? And we do this thing here, this.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah, we killed it, and everybody loved it so much. They loved it so much, and we did it to that song.
Mm-hmm.
So every time I heard the song, I was triumphant. I taught it in Denmark. I taught it in Colorado, and there's places so you can find it on YouTube with these people doing these love shuffles in Denmark. I said, hallelujah. So that I think there's something to be said about matching, and Lori's going to talk about this. Dr. Lori, because we're going to start. I'm waiting for our day, but we're going to start because it's 6:15 now. But the thing is like when there is an attack on your belief system, and when I say an attack, I mean, it's like you're meeting with something that's causing that you're resisting. Something is coming at you that doesn't feel good. It feels like, now I don't mean the pain in the body yet. I'm talking about the story in the head. I'm talking about the story in the head before it becomes the pain.
Yes.
Okay. Before it becomes the disease, it starts with a story, some belief system that went like, what? What? Some kind of betrayal or something that the ego feels is out of step. Help me, Dr. Lori. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. So what we have to do is we have to change the narrative, because every thought that we think lands in not only our emotional system, but our physical system. And that's where we do get, the imbalance, the disorder, and the disease.
10 people
So
are in the
you
waiting
get to-
room. Hold on. Hold
Okay,
on.
let
10
them
people.
in, let them in.
Here they come. I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we were wiping the bucket. I'm so sorry. They're coming in. Come on in, and I'll just keep admitting people.
Yes.
Yeah, I should have made Dolores the host.
Oh no, I'm not real good at that. I
Hey, no,
only know.
we are changing our language.
Okay, but don't do it tonight. Teach me first.
Oh no, I ain't. No, not listen. I know better than that. I ain't letting you do this tonight. That would be professional
I
suicide.
can't figure out how to.
No,
keep
no,
my
not do it
name
no
on
more.
there.
I will show
Okay.
you.
Okay.
It's not that hard. And here we go. Okay, all right. This is fun. Wow.
And
So
I
people.
just have to say hello to my homegirl, my Philadelphia sister. We don't know each other, but Miss Rosalind. I'm from Philly, East Mount Airy. I know some people you know. I already know this, like Jerry,
Yep.
Jerry, Carmen.
Yes.
Carmen and I danced together
Oh,
Okay.
years and years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So
Nice to see my Philly sister.
we're admitting
right
one.
here for you.
And it's good to see Maxine, who always likes my comments.
Oh, Ross,
Hey, hold
good
on.
to see you too.
Hey,
And-
Lynn Bill.
And Susan Langle, all of you guys that I see.
Look at that. We got Andrea. We got,
Yes.
yeah, there's, hey, Lynn.
Yeah.
Where's Lisa Michelle is in? Kimberly Lovelace. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, Judy Jackson.
Andre, can you please mute yourself? Oh, is that intentional?
Ain't nothing wrong with that music.
Coming in.
Thank you, Andre. We
For
got
your
a
face,
fan.
Andre.
Wow. So that was a good trip over there to a StreamYard, Ade.
Yes, and trying to get people like, come on,
Yeah,
come on.
yeah.
I'm trying to touch their hand, but it was invisible. I'm like,
Yeah.
go over to Zoom.
Well, they're coming in, so I mean, we gotta. So, like we were talking about when when you've received something inside of yourself that is like that is adversarial. It's like and you are you are resisting it. You don't want to believe that about yourself. You don't want to believe that that's happening. You don't want to accept what's being said to you or what's coming at you, you know, and that if the narrative in your head, so we were, the reasons why I started talking about that, because I said before that pain becomes a pain or that ache becomes an ache, there is a thought about it. There's something that's happening before it does that. So here we can learn how to balance before it becomes that ache. And if it is an ache, if it's become a sciatic or whatever, we can look at it before we, you know, because what I did was I was going to the acupuncturist and they said, you need massage. I went to the massage person. He did deep massage. He said, yes, you got stress. And I'm thinking, I ain't got no stress. So I'm listening to what they're telling me. But at the end of the day, I just was allowing the body to be, allowing myself to be slower with my timing and pace, allowing my attention. Well, you gotta give it your attention, because you can't, because when you try to stand up, you can't stand up like you used to for a moment, right? But when Dr. Lori, when I got it, when the awareness broke through, I understood what it was and how I received this energy, you know, that was, it was just energy. I'm the one that qualified it. My ego was the one that said, this makes me feel like this, you know, and made me think that this part made me think about myself in a lesser way. I mean, sometimes it happens on the job. Sometimes it happens with our families. Sometimes it happens with business. But the deal is, it's like when we can see what it is that's really nagging, you know, us, nagging in here, and now it's an ache in the back. Now it's nagging your butt. It's a nag in the butt. And it's like, okay, so how, you know, and so Dr. Lori was just about to say, she was beginning to talk about changing that narrative, you know, but you got to get to the narrative first. You got to get to the place where you unlock the story, you know. And go ahead on, Dr. Lori, and you were saying.
So you know what, I have a simple way of putting this, and I got this from, you know, we have to listen to the wisdom of our aunties and our grandmothers, and we've stopped doing that. But what I learned is, when your mind doesn't tell you, your body will. So if you don't answer to the messages in your mind, if you disregard them, if you don't pay attention to really what you're experiencing and what you're feeling, it then lands in the body. And the mind uses the body to get your attention. That something needs to be done differently. So I give people an exercise called Finding Your Joy. We all have circumstances or situations where we feel uncomfortable, you know, and like you said, whether it's that situation on the job or what's happening at the house, we all have those that occur on a daily, you know, or hopefully not a daily basis, but occasionally. And so how you begin to wipe that out and change that is when you feel yourself in that place you don't want to be. You don't want, oh my God. You know, just like you were talking about and how the song was produced, and you didn't want to experience that every time you heard it. The way you correct that is one of the exercises I teach you to do is write down 5 pleasing experiences you have had in your life.
Mm.
And so whether that is from childhood or whether or not that was a beautiful vacation or something that you did that brought you joy, you will immediately begin to override those feelings of pain, those feelings of discomfort, those emotions that you don't want to experience, because the mind is just that powerful, and we give it the guidance and we give it the direction that it goes in. And when we don't, it takes over. So yes, that's how we change the narrative. When you find yourself in that place, think about 5 pleasing experiences. Oh, wow. When I was with the grandkids, oh my God, they just did the funniest thing. You're just recalling and remembering. And what that does is that resets your emotional body.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so easy to do. So I like the dance thing because I'm a dancer. So I love if you have to create a dance around something, and I do that quite frequently, create a dance that brings you joy in a moment that maybe you're not experiencing all the joy that you want to. So love it.
Thank you.
Yes.
We had some other people to come in. Everybody meet Dr. Lori.
Hi, all.
Yeah, we have quite a beautiful group of people. Let me go to the gallery.
And Rickie, can you make me a host, please?
No, I'm enjoying doing what I'm doing. Huh?
I want control too.
Two people entered the waiting room. So, okay, yes, I will make you a host. Admit. Well, come on in, baby.
Thank you.
Come on in. Wow, they're coming in. I think if we did this again, we have a lot of people that would know how to get in right away, but we haven't. So okay, hold on. A bit of housekeeping here. So, you said, yes, I remember how you taught me.
She's gonna do it. She's gonna do it.
I did. I've learned how to do it. Change host. Go on, Rickie. Now I'm gonna tell you my sisters.
I don't know if it's done yet. Oh yes, you've made me host.
Oh, look at yes, I have.
Of course,
yes, I have.
All right.
But I've learned so much in the 2 days about Zoom, and I thought I couldn't do it. But it's because it's Wednesday. I can't do it no more. I have to really learn how to do it. And I learned how to do it. I'm learning little pieces, but little bit at a time. But you can do a tutorial and be there while they go kind of fast, but you'll just remember 1 or 2 things. And you take those 2 things, and then the next time you do another one. And today I learned that if I'm on a Zoom, if I want to have a Zoom with you, Dolores, I just go and do new meeting, and the screen just comes up. Just hit new meeting, and the screen comes up, and then I can just put down who I want to invite in participants, and it puts the text up. It puts up the screen. I type in your email address, and bam, you're on with me. But you can only be on for 45 minutes like that if you're free. Okay, if you're free. Okay, so who is that? Hey, Andre, you laughing over there? But it's like something simple as that. I didn't know how to do. Some of y'all already knew how to do that, but I didn't. But I learned today.
Yeah,
I learned how to make
little bits and pieces along the way, but there's still so many things I need to learn still.
Yeah, well, you
And
just
I
keep listen.
try 'em.
Dolores, I know what you're going to say. I know what you're saying. But Dolores, repeat after me. I can do this.
I can do this. I know I can once I learn it, but I got to learn it first.
Okay.
I
All right.
keep
Okay.
changing my name on my thing, and it always reverts back to another name. I do it every single time I come on a Zoom, and it doesn't hold.
Oh,
So
Lynn Bill can help you with that.
Okay. Somebody has to tell me what I'm doing.
She can help you.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself now.
I can't tell myself that I can't do it no more. I can't keep thinking that the world's gonna change when I'm walking wrong. I can't tell myself that I can't do it no more. I can't keep thinking that the world's gonna change when I'm walking wrong. There was a sleeping. God lifted me from my bed, ooh, and put a song in me, kind of like a map in my head. If you want to get on with your life, you gotta get right in your mind, and you gotta get on with it, get strong with it, just stop wasting time. Ooh, I can't tell myself that I can't keep thinking that the world's gonna change when I'm walking wrong. I can't tell myself that I can't do it no more. And I can't keep thinking the world's gonna change when I'm walking wrong. When I'm walking the right way, when I'm walking the right way, when I'm walking, I know I can learn it. I know I can learn how to do anything. I just need to make it an assignment, make it important. I need to change the narrative in my head. I need to write down 5 things. 5 pleasing things. Yeah, when I'm walking the right way, I can't tell myself that I can't do it no more. Yay. Now y'all need to put your hands up or something. That was good. I felt good right there. Yes. Ade.
Yes, yes, yes.
Come on with it, brother. Come on with it. How you doing this evening? We didn't get to talk to you to see what's happening. You just been working. You just been working like a host.
I heard what you didn't say. It's in the body. The body is full of wisdom. You don't have to say it for the body to hear it. Well, actually, you know, I've just noticed one of the things. I'm a catalyst. I'm a bridge. So, you know, doing this, it's what I do best. Just kind of pulling things together. But yeah, this is a new idea. Anybody that knows Rickie, you got to stay present. You got to stay open, because Rickie will catch an idea and she's going to move with it. And when you move with it, you might be like, but no, we don't have enough time. And then you're like, wait, that's not a bad idea. And then Rickie will be like, yeah, I knew that. But yes, it's good to see you guys here. Thank you all. But yes, just for me, to just listen to the body and the importance of reconditioning, reprogramming the mind. One of the things my body imposed made me sit my behind down this weekend. And I've been going and going and going. And, you know, my body was like, listen, you can go wherever you want, but I'm staying in bed. You can get up if you can. And my body won the fight, literally. And one of the things that came, because when that happened, I don't have any kind of sickness very rarely. So it catches my attention, like, wow, what is really going on? And I go a little bit intellectual about it and trying to analyze and judge myself. It's like, relax, so you're not that special. But what I realize is, in being in that space, to just be in bed all day Friday, come out to get something to eat and go back to bed, and Saturday and Sunday, one of the things I realize is, you know, you can put the most intelligent scientists together, the most world-renowned artists, the healers, put them all together from across the world. They are not as powerful as the body. They are not as powerful as the body. And for me, I have just kind of given my body a new respect, that listening to it. I love what Dr. Laurie said, the mind uses the body to get our attention. Woo! Yes, it got my attention. And there was some headache that I was feeling even before that. Spending 3 days in bed, which was probably the first since being an infant, maybe. The headache even disappeared. So it's like my body's been trying to tell me to slow down, to slow down,
Slow
to
down.
slow down, to slow down. And I mean, physically, I'm getting there. And I'm also paying attention to just be aware to pay attention. And it's a gift. It says in the Bible, the body is the temple of the Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people, if the body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, how do you value this body? Well, if you want to praise your body, I mean, the White House, for all that it represents, if they want to sell that building right now, how much is it going to cost? But we're walking around in the temple of the Holy Spirit. There ain't nobody enough to pay for what this body can do. So I'm grateful we're having this conversation. It's right on time.
Mm-hmm.
And Rickie is a wisdom keeper. So she knew that I was going to go through what I went through a few days ago. So she invited Dr. Lori so that I can learn my lesson if I didn't catch it over the weekend. So I'm not going to rush no more. I'm going to pay attention.
Ain't gonna rush no more. Ain't gonna rush no more, no more. Ain't gonna rush. Well, you know, and then, so Dr. Lori, what you want to say?
Well,
Because you know I can talk all night.
I know you can. I know, because we've been on the phone like that before. So, you know, and I do what I call simple solutions. I mean, that's what I do when I practice medicine, because I think we've made it much too complicated. And so a simple phrase that I have for our day is rest is how the body heals.
Mm-hmm.
It's just as simple. But, you know, we're treating rest like a 4-letter word that we can't use because, you know, we have access to stimuli 24/7, and it becomes really difficult to shut it off. So we're all challenged by that, myself included. I'm a late night owl, and I'm like that little kid in the living room. You've seen them before, that kid that is running around in circles and you're saying, go to bed. And they're like, I'm not sleepy. I'm not sleepy. Right? We've all been that. And so I know that we have to really honor the rest piece of, you know, the body temple, because that is the time in which everything resets itself and heals. But that also goes back to, and I'm thinking of a song, of course, that we have to love ourselves enough to listen. Love ourselves enough to listen, because we are listening to so much external stimuli, external voices, external information, that we forget to listen from within and follow that internal compass that we all have. But it is really becoming distorted and distracted. And I really think that is where we're headed when we see so many ailments and disorders and imbalances and then disease. So if we just stop to love ourselves first, our loving might change the world.
Oh, let's see. Love, love, love everybody. Love, love, love when it's hard to love. Love, our loving will change the world. Sing, sing, sing all together. Sing, sing, sing when it's hard to sing. Sing, our singing will change the world. Care, care, care for each other. Care, care, care for the ones who need care. Our caring sharing will change the world. Yay! This is one I like. Share, share, share for with each other. Share, share, share when it's hard to share. Share, our sharing will change the world. Our loving will change the world. Our loving will change the world.
I'd love to share why that song is so meaningful, really, right here and right now. Because all that we have been going through and all that we're bombarded with every day, I tell patients that it's not what's dictated or mandated upon us that is going to change us and make us better. It is our love for ourselves and those around us. So that means loving ourselves enough to love each other, looking out for your neighbors, looking out for your family members. It's not what's being dictated or mandated upon us that is really going to heal us. It is us healing one another.
That's right.
And it is not, the world doesn't define us. We get to define the world. So instead of feeling like you have no voice, you have no say, there is nothing you can do about this, there is everything that you can do about it. Start with self and really extend that love to everyone around you that you can reach in some way. I mean, it not only feels good, it's simply the right thing for us to do. But I think, we're so, here again, we're heavily bombarded. Do this. This is what you should do. This is what you're supposed to do. And then we forget to listen to and hear and even follow our own voice. So it really is our loving that's going to get us through all of this.
Yes.
I love that. I love
Yes.
that.
Thank you, Dr. Lori. Mary Holland has written in here that the other day she woke up with too many thoughts in her head, and as I got up, I heard from deep within, "Trust Love," and I played "Trust Love," and I go back to those words in that song whenever I need to. Yeah, the songs are here to keep you strong. What I wanted to say about what you said, I mean, I was talking, I forget who it was I was talking today. Who was I talking to? But I was talking about, oh God, who was I talking to? But it was such a great conversation about how things change. Like, because so many times, I know what it was. Don't you love it when you do remember what it was? Yes. Okay, this is what it was. Okay, calm down. I had seen this, somebody had sent me this clip of this man talking about of how it was an underground, not underground, it was like a illegal way of, with the bots and getting more numbers on YouTube, that you can buy numbers. And he was saying how, for $1,500, you could get 100,000 views. You go to YouTube, you can say 100,000. You don't have 100,000, but they have the bots and the machines. Y'all know about the bot. I didn't quite understand it, but this man was putting down the information, and he was giving this information. So I'm looking at that, and I was thinking about how in the world, in the industries, because so much is about appearances, so much is about polls and who they say did this, and folks following what somebody else did, that's the kind of like an interesting part of the world. And then there's a part of the world with people like us that I don't even care about that. It's like the fact that you are here with me and we're here having this conversation is real. This is community. That is not community because a million people are doing it. It's community because we are here together and we can feel that we can feel each other, even though we're in this darn Zoom, and I'd rather be in the room with you. You know what I mean? I'd rather be in the room. But, our loving expands the model. Our loving expands the model. Our intention puts me right there with you, Sonia, right there with you, Eileen, even though you froze out. Won't you come back on and show your face? You know, the deal is that it's like, so what I was telling this person is that if it's always about the numbers, when is there a real something happening for us? It's like we can't judge ourselves by that. You know, when somebody needs help, Susan's there. If I need somebody to help me, I call Ade, it's there. If I say, Lynn, can you come and help me do it? Lynn is there. You know, if she's doing something and, you know, for the site, the women's shelter and the group that she works with, you know, and she's got an event and I can give a little something to it, boop, give a little something to it. You know, folks, you know, we share with each other because you share in the B-hood. We can do the things that we're doing. You know, it's not thousands and thousands of people. Like Margaret Mead said, it's like she says, you know, don't look for large people to change the world. Small groups of people make a big difference. And then she says they're the only ones who ever have, because it was a small group that started the civil rights movement. It was a small group with the ANC in South Africa. It's a small group of people that started Agape. It's a small group that started the choir, you know, a good looking group too, you know, a good looking group. So this is when with that song, when we said, and you said it, Dr. Lori, care for each other. And now I got a notice today that a family in a small town in North Carolina, and I'm connected to the family because my children are related to this is Georgia's little sister, and the house was bombed. Like they bombed the house, they bombed the Molotov cocktails, they rigged the bombs, the cars, 4 vehicles, and the house, the home had been in the family for generations, and they burned this house down. Everything's gone. And the fire trucks came and they was like, we're out of water. They didn't even try to get more water. I mean, it's a situation that was a little funky down there in North Carolina. It's like a hate crime, but it's like, it's interesting. So the deal is like, they have a GoFundMe, and I looked at it, I was like, I'm going, you know what? They got my support. They have my support. It's like, oh yeah, I went to, but I was just going to give it personally, because sometimes GoFundMe takes a percentage and you got to wait 30 days for it to get paid. But just like, I just was like, how can I help here? But that song, care, share, you know, share when it's hard to share, you know, but we do it, and we do it from our joy. We do it from our joy, and it makes a difference, and it's going to come for you. One day you're going to need somebody to help you. You're going to call somebody and they're going to go like, oh yeah, I got a friend that might be able to help you. Oh yeah, I got a friend that might be able to do this. But the reasons why people have time for you is because you took time for them. There's a great woman on this call. Her name is Dolores DeLucci. She was the one that's going on and on about the Zoom. She is a fabulous designer. Fabulous. She knits the most incredible things. And in the early days, she would bring things for me to wear. She'd bring them. She'd just give them to me. And she knew she needed to charge me for them things, and she never did. She knew I didn't have the money. But what my point is that her generosity makes her dear in my heart. That whatever she needs, if I can help her, I'm going to be there for her.
I need you to write me a gospel song for my music.
I ain't writing you no gospel song. You can choose any of the ones I've written, you know. But y'all know what I mean. Sonia, you know what I mean? Is it Sonja? Sonjia?
Sonia, maybe she went out to the
Sonjia.
restroom.
No, she's right there. I'm looking at her. She's right there. Shonda. Shonda.
Oh, Shonda.
I think it's Shonda. Well,
Shonda, yes.
Unmute. I mean, because I need input. Yes, Shonda. You know what I'm talking about?
I am like you. I am very generous, and I just see something, and you know, this person, I think they need this. I don't ask for anything in return, because eventually it is gonna come back to me.
Mm-hmm.
and when I need it from someone else. So totally can relate with you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your input. Anybody else want to say something on the Zoom? I mean, but because we know that we will need, 20 years from now, so I might need somebody's help, you know? So, it's just like it comes around. It just comes around. I'm just really thankful that we get to love each other, that we get to love, that we get to be here, that we get to be, to care. And sometimes not go too quickly to act like it doesn't exist. You know what I love about our day says? He says he took 3 days, 3 days of rest. And he got back in the bed, just the way he said it, was just, I was like, that's a bachelor if I ever seen one, but
There's an advantage to it. Don't knock it.
I'm going like, that dude, he's a bachelor, dude.
But well, as a bachelor, but I'm telling you, long distance relationship is off. So
Yeah. Yes.
Well, you know what, Rickie, and just what you were saying about that, Ade and I, and here again, another simple phrase that I use, and I, as you were talking about Ade behind his back, you were talking about him, he and I were having some conversation, and I shared with him, everyone gets a turn to be in need of something.
To be what?
Everyone gets a turn. We all get a turn to be in need of something.
Oh, to be in need of something.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
To be in need of something. So yeah, I mean, we can look to the outside and see that, oh, it's somebody else today, but it may be us tomorrow. And so it is about what we give to that person. The other, what we share,
yes,
will come back to us.
Yes.
Because it may not be our day, it may not be our time. We may
That's
be
right.
perfectly fine. We're
Yes.
okay right here, right now.
Come on
But
with it.
we all get a turn. You know what? Because I'm actually loving this group, and I'm saying I probably need to introduce myself.
You better go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, this is lovely. And of course, I've been on the Wednesday nights in the background listening all the time. And Rickie knows I have B Radio on 24/7. She is someone that I call my maestro. She is the conductor of the music that moves my soul. And I have been from the day that I met her several years ago, I've been sharing that with her. And I said, the music has to always be there forever. And it is. So now B Radio, if you're not listening, tune in all the time. Some amazing music there. And I'm working with them as well in the background. But I'm Dr. Lori, and I'm a practicing physician, a wellness coach, and your champion cheerleader for great health. And what I do is I show you how to have better health with less medicine using simple solutions. I've been practicing medicine for 21 years, and I've trained with all of the everyone I can possibly think of, the integrative specialists out there, from Deepak to Andy Weil to even the current people, Sue Morter, Joe Dispenza, all of them. I've been in the room with all of them, Iyanla Van Sant, all of them. So what I do with my work is I use the wisdom and the healing of our past with the science of today. Because I think one of the things that we have forgotten is to call on and look to the wisdom. What are those healing remedies that grandmom used to use or that auntie used to use? We don't pass those down anymore. And so I was reading Back to Eden, the book, the herbal book Back to Eden, when I was 12 years old, and then started following the works of the sleeping prophet, Edgar Cayce. And I was into that as a teenager. And so my life moved on, and Rickie wants to talk about some dancing. We'll get to that later. But my life moved on, and I was an advertising exec at first, but then I had this calling. Spirit kept calling me.
Wait a minute. She was a dancer. She was a dancer. 20 years. Yes.
Yeah, I was a dancer for 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
And right. And so, I mean, really, my story is about determination and persistence and finding your joy. And you're never too old and it's never too late because I graduated medical school at the age of 40 and I've been practicing for 21 years. It's not hard to do the math. But in my journey, I was always following my joy. I was looking for, and people say medical school for 12 years, that was a joy. It was a joy because I wanted it. I wanted to do it. And I was drawn to medicine, not the way we practice it today, but I was drawn to medicine because I was always curious and wanting to know how could I be an impact and not in our sickness, but why are we sick? Why are we sick? And I really do believe doctors are experts at disease, but we have failed you miserably when it comes to disease prevention.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is my focus when I'm teaching, when I'm treating, and really we should be teaching you how to be well. So I do several programs on my website, several programs online. Actually, I have a house call for healthy living coming up this Saturday where you sign up and I am here and I answer your questions. We talk about what great health looks like and how we define it, and then answer your questions. Of course, I've been getting a ton of questions about COVID. I can share my deep insights with you about this because the messaging that you're getting is only one side of the story. So I love it that I get to do what I do. I do love that. Medicine is a very lonely profession. I have to say that. It is. I've treated 60,000 patients, but the thing that makes it lonely is every decision that I make about a life, about your life, about what's going on in your life is on me. There is no one else for me to turn to. Sure, I can search the internet, I can call a colleague, but when we're together and I have to make decisions, there is no one but me doing that for you. But I also like to say, I think this is what brings me closer to knowing God on my own.
Ha!
Knowing God on my own, because when it comes down to it, that's what we all have to trust in, believe in, and bring to the table, that inner wisdom, that inner gift, that inner knowing, and that only comes from knowing God on your own. And I don't know, I think Rickie may have written a song about that.
I don't think they knew what we were going to do. We didn't get to set you up good. You got to come back another day, Dr. Lori. We're really great at the Zoom, but she was going to pitch. I said, and you get to call 3 songs. I don't need to know what they are. You get to choose any 3 songs that you would like to hear. And so she's calling "No God on My Own." Okay. Wow, that was really brilliant. She's there with you. She's looking at all of it. And she's allowing her divine gift of being able to give you her attention. And she's looking at it. She's giving you her attention. But it ain't just her. It's the Holy Spirit within her there to serve you in the highest way. And she says, there's a fork in the road of my journey, and I wonder which way to go. This road so unfamiliar, uncharted, it might take me higher than I've ever gone. Ever gone. There's a star shining over me, guiding me home. There's a map deep inside of me, and I'm never too far from home. There's a place I can be free to know God on my own. Yeah, there's a place I can be free to know God on my own. So I sit down. I got to end that one. But anyway, this is the journey of Harriet Tubman that says, so I sit down there in the clearing, right in the middle, and rest my weary head for a while. And she says, I'll awaken to a new strength. The great navigator has charted my path and will light it so bright. I'm the physician that's going to know the right thing to tell you because I'm resting in the arms of God. And you're going to know exactly what it is you need to do because you're resting in the arms of God, whatever it is you're doing. Just know that there's a star shining over you that's guiding you home. There's a map deep inside of you, so you're never too far from home. And there's a place you can be free to know God on your own. Well, there's a place I can be free to know God on my own.
All I can do is breathe on that one. All I can do is breathe because it's so personal. The many lives, the many people, the many pains, the many hardships, all of it. I can't handle it all. I have to know God in doing it. I have to, because it really is too much for really any one soul, any one spirit to hold. And so in all of our lives, when we start thinking about how we have to hold it all, that I think is a song that we can turn to, that gives us power, that gives us strength, that gives us knowing and a belief in not just ourselves, in something greater than ourselves. So, that's why it is the magic in the music. That's why I listen every day. There is a song, there is a prayer in the melody, there is a song that speaks to us, that gives us the words when we can't speak it for ourselves. It's a chant, it's a prayer, it's the rhythm that really ignites and moves down in our soul. This is the music of Rickie Byars.
Oh.
I told you I was going to talk about you. I told
Hey,
you.
I love you, Dr. Lori. I love you. And I love your being with us this evening.
I love being here.
Isn't this fun? Wasn't this good?
Yeah.
It's great. And you got to come back. And I
I'm
want
back.
to thank my coach and my assistant, my co-facilitator, not assistant, my co-facilitator, life coach Ade. Now you have a training program, a 28-day coach coming up.
That's correct. Starting February, I'll put it in here. It's called Manifest Your Dream. And the whole idea is we all have dreams, we all have visions. However, how this is different is not just a thing, but how do we use the dream, the goals, the vision to get us to connect with the truth of who we are? So it's a 28-day program. I'll post the link in the chat box over here. You can check it out. The website, the link is, I'll post it and you can just click on it. I guess for those who are watching the recording, is bit.ly/yes, the number 2, my dream. bit.ly/yes to my dream. And so it's 28 days. We're going to work together as a group to manifesting the dream of the soul and stop waiting for the dream to happen. We become the vehicle for the dream to happen. And Rickie has a song, Deliver Me. I am at a place where I know that, we're often asking God, use me. God is now saying to us, use me. How can I be of service? So this is about centering the mind, tapping into the right frequency so we can birth the soul mission for why we're here. And it's simple. It's simple. Someone said something in chat room earlier, starting in the community. Sometimes we think it's got to be grand and change the world. The only world to change is the world here. The world to change is here. And as I change me in the way I see, the way I feel, the way I love, the way I talk, it happens because I become that presence that I'm looking for. And I want to say something where Dr. Laurie, when you said love yourself enough to rest, what I heard was love yourselves enough to rest. So when I find myself going and going and going, I'm going to remember that my cells are like, can we rest, please? Or we going to make you rest.
Oh, love yourselves. CELLS.
Wait,
Love
all of your
yourselves
people, all
enough.
of your people,
That's it. Your ancestors. Every
all of
cell
your
is an ancestor.
inside of you, all of your
Every
people.
cell is an ancestor.
I know.
For real. Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
thank you, Kimberly, for your greeting. Thank you, everybody. And I'm going to love my cells enough. But you know what? That little thing I went through made me go slower. Like the acupuncturist told me months ago. She says, move slowly, eat slowly, breathe slowly.
Yes.
She says, move slower. Rickie, you're moving too fast. I wrote a song about it.
Yes, you
You're
did.
moving way too fast. You're moving way too fast. And so now, just last week, rather than jumping up and going somewhere, I couldn't do it that way. I had to stand up, breathe, and then walk. And wow, it made me so much, it's like, there's one thing I just got to say, and then we're going to get off. You can do things to get you out of a negative state. You can do that. You can, like she said, you journal, you put 5 things that 5 experiences. I didn't do that. But what I did was I just said, show me what I need to know. Show me. And it was shown to me what I needed to know. And then I journaled and all this stuff came anyway. The beautiful thing about having a process is that if you can't think of it, you can, that's the go-to, okay, but Dr. Laurie goes to be radio first, so, but that whole, that song show me, it's like, hey, take the time to be still, to look within and say, what is it? And I'm so thankful that pain or whatever it was, that sciatic or whatever it was, I just said it was a demon trying to be something. You ain't gonna be nothing around here. You just something, you just nothing trying to become something. But I was like, but you got my attention. You got my attention. Okay, so what is it? And it was the slower I moved, the less it affected me. Somebody's got the wind on or something, but if you can mute yourself, that'd be good. And it helped to know that I'm in this phase of my life where I don't need to be running around like I'm 16 years old. You know what I mean? It's like I'm 70. I'm not defined by 70. I'm fine at 70. But it's like, breathe, Rickie. It made me more mindful of more mindful. That's all. Just more mindful, more attentive, more engaged with the present moment. And that is what we will leave you with tonight. That we would rest in God.
Yes.
And say amen.
Regassa.
Yeah.
And while you're regassering, make sure you sign Rickie's newsletter so you can get the update for the link of the next Zoom and all the other things that Rickie is doing, because we want to make this seamless next month.
Yes. So if you didn't get the newsletter that just went out, if you didn't get it, you can just come to rickiebteam@gmail.com and I'll send it to you, because I'm not going to do another e-blast. But go to rickiebyars.org and subscribe. go somewhere and subscribe so that you can get them, because that newsletter was bad. And did you get your free gift of Make Me Stronger? Did y'all get that? Nah, y'all didn't even get the newsletter.
Oh,
Rosalind, you didn't get the newsletter? Oh, dude. So check it out. I want everybody here to go to Rickie B Team. Rosalind, I think I might have your email address, but go there and say, send me the newsletter. And I'll send it to you. It's a beautiful newsletter. It's not real long. It's real sweet. And Rob McDonald is singing "Make Me Stronger." It's a
I
beautiful.
got that,
one.
Rickie, but you didn't put this information on there though about this, right?
Yes, it was on there.
This
We didn't have the Zoom link.
Oh, okay. All right.
We
'Cause
didn't
I
put the
did
Zoom link.
get it and I got Rob everything. I downloaded it. So
Yeah,
that
we
was
didn't do the
great.
Zoom link. The Zoom
Okay.
link didn't come until we we
Okay.
posted it on Facebook.
That's cool. All
But
right.
yeah. But go get it. Just rickiebteam@gmail. That way I'll have your email address, okay? Everybody?
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say Amen.
Yay! You can unmute and applaud, and the crowd goes.
Unmute everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That
Thank
was
you.
beautiful. I enjoyed it. Thank
Thank
you, Dr. Lori.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Bye.
It's a pleasure being here. It's a pleasure to serve you. And anything that you need, you are my